Good afternoon and thanks for joining us right here on Midday Kentucky. TT in the middle of my red girls. How are we? They walked into my office today and I said, did neither one of you call each other to see what you were wearing?
I know, we did not coordinate. Well, no. I think we coordinated better.
Very well, actually.
Exactly.
I know.
I know he's calling. Where's your red?
I know.
I know. I just thought I'd just change it up since you're both in red. Hey, Amber's back in the house. Everyone, Amber Freeman, who is our evening news time anchor. How are you, my dear?
I'm well. I'm glad you allowed me back on today.
Oh, you were a lot of fun yesterday.
Yeah,
Let's
we had
just
a great
see
time.
how you go today.
Oh, the bar is set.
Okay. One thing that we have to do, because I'm sure she's watching, Miss Rhonda Simmons, who is a gal that works behind the scenes, she said, you know, she's made a big deal about her birthday because she's got balloons all over her desk and a sign.
Somebody gave her a hard time.
I know,
about
so so happy birthday, Miss Rhonda.
Happy
We
birthday,
appreciate
Rhonda.
you. So we need to
love
see
it.
if she heard that out there, Emily. We need to check up on that. Hey, another thing also, if you were watching the show yesterday, I talked about Katie and that she's over in Amsterdam.
Yes,
and
pretending
she was pretending to do a marathon. Well, guess what, everyone? Literally 3 minutes after I said that, she put on social media that she had done the marathon. But here's the thing. I still don't believe it.
Oh,
because
no.
why 3 minutes after me having the conversation, all the way over here in America, did she put that up? So obviously you're sitting around watching us, Miss Katie.
You think this is a conspiracy theory and she just took
no
the week
idea.
off? She's just eating potato chips in her apartment?
You know, she did look pretty. I mean, she looked beautiful after running.
It didn't
I'm
look
like,
like she'd run a big marathon.
No, it didn't, but I know she did. She's
been
a
working
runner.
hard practicing for that because
Can we
every
send her this?
Sunday,
Let's send her this
I'm
clip.
giving her a hard time.
Yeah.
Katie, I have faith.
We
Yes,
adore
we'll
you,
see.
and we honor what you're doing in Amsterdam.
Okay, I want to have a conversation with you girls and move it on to, I like to open it with a little bit of a controversial topic
Yeah.
or
Not
something to
you.
get you thinking
Well, okay.
for this next hour.
Right.
Look, most of the viewers are sitting back, they've got their feet up on the lounge, they're having a cuppa and they're watching.
They don't want
A
to
cuppa. That's a. You've
That's
only
not-
been
is
here
that
2
bourbon?
days. No, that's a cup of tea.
Oh,
a cup of tea.
okay.
I love how you go straight to the bourbon.
Well, I mean,
That's a problem. Okay, so here's something.
noon.
Over a dozen members of a high school marching band walked off their team's football field during the national anthem. Now, the 13 Ames High School protesters linked arms as they left the grass during a game between the Little Cyclones and Des Moines Lincoln in Iowa. Now, other band members stayed on the field but refused to play their instruments during the rendition of the Star Spangled Banner. Here's the thing. There's a lot of conversation going on right now, especially with the NFL, okay? Kneeling, standing, the President Trump with the, you're disrespecting our soldiers and the anthem and the flag. We all know that isn't what it originally started out about. It was about racism and the inequalities when it comes to African Americans, agree? It's now been turned into something else. What I want to ask you here is these kids, this is what they planned on doing. The students had initially planned to kneel, but opted out to walk out instead after the school's principal, Spence Evans, told them to, okay? They were originally going to be, and I've now just lost it. She explained how you can be unified if there's racism, sexism, and homophobia in our school. That's what the students were having the issue with.
Sure.
Is this the same as what the NFL players are doing? And are the kids just mimicking what they're seeing?
Yeah.
Do you see where I'm going with this?
Well, number one, I think so. I think that has instigated a lot of protests across the United States, and everybody has been kind of doing it in their own way. Do I personally think that it's right? No, I don't think that the national anthem is a place to do it.
No, I agree with you.
I feel like they could, why don't they just not show up for school and protest that way? I mean, why does it have to be during the national anthem? Where to me, the national anthem is a song of unity for our country, for everyone that lives in our country. And I feel like that's not the place. I feel like it's the total opposite of the place that it should be done at.
And I agree with you on that part, but it is having an impact. Obviously, this is causing a huge disruptance in the way people are thinking because it is such an impactful song. Do you think it would have the same impact if they just chose some random time?
Here's the thing, it's having an impact on the ratings for NFL, let's be real. On Monday night, the ratings were heavily down. I think it's having an effect for the wrong reasons.
Do you? So you don't think this is working?
I don't think it's the right way to do what's happening because I don't believe you should be. I don't believe it is about the flag, and it shouldn't be made about the anthem either. Because I remember when I first came here to America, and I was actually out doing a report on the July 4th parade in Utah, and the national anthem came on. Now you have to remember, in Australia, yes, we sing the national anthem, but we're not like here in America, where you take your hats off and you put your hand over your heart.
So
and
patriotic.
the producer and the GM of the station, I got in trouble. Because
you
I
have to stop.
didn't do that. And then I felt so bad because here I am as a guest in your country. I need to follow what you do as a nation to show respect. I'm a guest. And I think to myself, these kids, they could have knelt and done the original reason for kneeling.
So that's what you're...
Because just remember, that one of the students was saying, let me rephrase this. She explained, how can we be unified if there's racism, sexism, and homophobia in our school? Now, the original reason for kneeling was what?
To stay and be unified. I see where you're going now,
So
and I agree
just
with
think,
that.
why upset everyone else?
And walk off.
And walk off when you have a national anthem being played. Now, I'm sure people out there that you might email me and say that, you know, you might be on President Trump's side and say what he said, that it's disrespectful to the flag and it's disrespectful to the anthem. I think we've missed the message. And I think these kids are following something that they're unclear of.
But you know what? That's the whole point, though. There is a large segment of our society that is supposedly missing the message because they're insulted by it. And that's where I have the problem. I wish it was not dividing our country. The kneeling and the walk-off protests and things like that, I feel like it's dividing our country even more so.
I hear you.
That's the feeling I get from it.
Look, we'd love to hear from you. Go over to our Midday Kentucky Facebook page. Tell us what you think, and whether we're all on the same page, and we're open for you saying that we're wrong, you're right. That's cool. But we'd love to hear what you say. So I'm sure, Emily, you put this our gorgeous Emily #1.
And we're all in agreement. We are all in agreement.
And everyone has a right.
That racism is wrong and that we need to change that in our country. I think that needs to be the overall statement here.
We need
too.
to change it.
Yep, absolutely.
The whole world.
Yes.
When it comes to racism.
Let's do it. Come on, we can do this.
Hey, Amber,
Lead the way.
I want to know what a cat call is. What is this
you don't know
story?
Oh my gosh.
I feel like you have a good wolf whistle.
Well,
I mean, there's been a few times I walked past. No, just kidding. Troy. No, so a cat call, we all know what it is.
No, I don't. That's the thing.
Do you really not
know what it is? And I purposely
is?
didn't read your story because of this. I would like you to inform me.
Okay, so this is the stereotypical... Anybody, we say a woman, is walking by, and it could be a man, it could be a woman, it could be kids, I don't know, it could be whoever. And they either wolf whistle.
I know what a wolf whistle is.
Okay, so, or they say something maybe a little, not raunchy.
Hey, baby.
Yeah, there you go. Lisa has it.
Like every good Italian man.
Exactly. I feel like Gino here could.
Exactly.
Not in a bad way.
It's a sign of flattery when you walk down Milan, people, that you get a bit of a wolf whistle from a nice Italian man.
In a lot of South American countries, they cat call as well. They kind of make noises. It's kind of like...
So what's your message?
So what is happening is France is considering making that illegal, and that men, they say men, but I'm guessing anybody. Oh, look, is that from the 80s?
I'm ready for them to break out into the bad dance or something with Michael Jackson.
Boys to Men song. Making it illegal to do that, and they will be fined on the spot. What do you think about that?
What's the fine? Do you know?
They haven't sent that yet that I have seen anywhere. If this goes into law, it'll happen next year. It's kind of coming back. They had brought it up for conversation earlier in the year, but now with all of the Hollywood and sexual harassment and Weinstein case coming forward, it's being pushed.
Yeah.
I just want to say something. I don't know what it's like in America and whether you want to be politically correct, but most of my family who are Italian, the women like a bit of a whistle. They like to be told they're looking good. Do you know what I mean? It's sort of an expectation. If you walk out and you don't get some sort of admiration, you're going back in and you're getting an outfit change or you're doing something different. So I don't see that as offensive, depending on how it's done.
So that's the hard thing.
Yeah, that's the kicker right there.
Because are these women... I mean, as a woman, yeah, it could be flattering, it could be annoying.
If you have a pack of men doing it, slightly different.
I know, especially if you're walking by yourself, you know, and you have a pack of men that are doing this. I mean,
Come on, I want to say,
it's awful.
Walking down Fifth Avenue in New York, and you see a couple of the workmen walking, you know, doing a bit of road work, and you know you're looking good. You got the 5-inch stilettos on, the red outfit, your hair's blowing in the breeze.
I'm walking in 5-inch stilettos.
And they give you a bit of a whistle. You're not going to go, there I am.
Okay, so I'm going to say no,
Doing
not
this?
always.
Really?
No. And this is the hard part, because where is the line? Nobody, it's such a fine line. You want to say, every woman is maybe offended by that. It can be offensive, and because you want to, it feels degrading. That goes down to the whole sexual harassment.
Yes.
What are they saying? What it's uncalled for, I guess, is the word, and that's what these women are saying. They're professionals. They don't want to be treated like that.
What do you think?
Yeah, it can be degrading. I mean, but it kind of depends on our mood too. I mean, women are moody, so I mean, some days we just don't want to be messed with. Leave me alone. Don't even catcall. Don't do anything. Just leave me alone. And then there's other days where I might be kind of down in the dumps, and if I hear something like all right, like when I was pregnant. One time I got a catcall when I was pregnant. Fully like 8 months pregnant.
Is that a little creepy?
It was creepy, but yet it was kind of like, oh, wow, okay. I still got it.
Well, look, I just think, like you just said, it depends on the mood. It depends on the situation. And I think, everything can be taken a certain way. If you're in a mood, you're going to be offended.
It is.
If you're feeling good, you're going to love it.
I mean,
Let's be real.
That's going into that. I mean, it just opens a huge can of worms, because that's sexual harassment in itself. There's no rules for it, and that's what they're having a hard time creating.
And how are the
those
police?
definitions.
How are the police in France going to be able to? I mean, how is that going to work?
Well,
anyways,
listen, it's the capital of the wolf
That's
whistle.
a tough one.
Okay,
I know.
so if you want to know, if you think we're out of practice or sync, tell us what you think on Midday Kentucky's Facebook page. We've got an interesting topic coming up for you at the end of the show. I'm looking forward to it. Hey, we sit down with Kincaid and Stilts on the other side of the break. Stick with us, everyone. You're watching Midday Kentucky.